Co-living needs to be clean, it needs to be quiet, and it needs to be safe. And your home needs to look just as good, if not better, than every other home on the street if you're gonna do co-living correctly and if you're gonna go do co-living well. Now, my team and I have been deep diving into the hundreds of co-living rooms that we manage and that we own, trying to figure out how do we do co-living even better. I've been doing co-living for almost a decade and a half now, but we're always trying to see how can we do it even better. And so we have built some teams around the lawn care, and we built some systems around the lawn care. Now, obviously, if you're doing your own lawn, do your own lawn, make sure your home looks great, and that's awesome. But if you are out of state investor, you're investing in another state, or you're running a co-living property management company, or you're just trying to build a co-living company at scale, you need better systems. And so some of the systems we're going to show you are the exact same systems that my team are using in our company to manage hundreds and hundreds of rooms across multiple states. So how do we take care of the lawn care so that the home looks just as good, if not nicer, than every other home in the neighborhood? How do we flip a room? Like, what's important when your cleaning team goes in to flip a room when someone moves out? What does that look like? And the third thing is, what do we do when we clean the common areas of the home? What are things that are important? And so what you're gonna see, what you're about to watch, is a video of me and my main man, Justin, who's helping me run the coaching company. He helps me run the property management company. He's all things co-living. He's got his own co-living property. He's an investor. You're going to hear us unveiling some of our new checklists and our new systems to our amazing cleaning team and our room flip team and our lawn care team. And so I want you just to think about those things and think about these are the exact same systems that we use that you can be implementing in your business as well, so that co-living can set you financially free, but it can also be clean and quiet and safe, and the home is nice, and the room flips are happening well, and the cleaning is on point. So check out this video. That's the context. We're unveiling this to our cleaning team, to our lawn care team, to our room flip team, and you're just gonna get to listen in as a fly on the wall as we present this to them in this video. Check it out and enjoy. We're gonna share our screen, and we just wanna show you kind of what we've gone over in kind of three key areas. First, we'll do lawn care and what we've created around that. And we're just going to kind of go through our Google forms that we've created. And then Justin will lead the cleaning, and then we'll dive into the room flips last. So, all right, buckle in. Let's go. I'm going to throw this on the screen here. The first thing is our lawn care. The first thing that we came up with is obviously just, obviously someone putting in their name and the property address. Instead of doing a big drop-down menu for the property address, we just thought you could insert the address. We did that in the cleaning forms too. But then really it's just mow lawn, which you guys are already doing, the weed eating, the blowing off the driveways, walkways, and porches. We think that's important when there's leaves or dirt or things like that. Hauling away trash or any bulk or overflowing trash. Now this was something that we added, that we put on there. And it's really something that just, what I've noticed as I've gone to some of these homes is someone will throw away a mattress, or it doesn't happen all the time. And it's not even, I wouldn't even say it's like insanely common, but when it does happen, we would love for your team to be the one to say, "Ooh, that's terrible. Let's throw that in and let's take that to the trash." And I know you've done that kind of ad hoc on your own without us having to tell you to do it, but I think that's really important and something we'd like you to just be keeping up with on a consistent basis. Tidying up the outside furniture, I do think that it doesn't take long, but for your team to do that really makes it easy and simple when the wind comes and blows off the cushions. And we just want the exterior of these homes to pop. We want it to be just as nice, if not nicer, than every other home in the neighborhood. And we think cushions are a part of that. And then picking up any trash in the yard. I believe you guys do that already. And then this last one is trimming bushes and trees twice a year. That is an addition, because from what you told us, you're not doing that currently. But the truth is, like, I've maintained enough houses to know that that's just something that needs to be done twice a year. And so we really think that's important for safety reasons. If there's a limb over the sidewalk or a limb over where people are parking, and also just making sure the bushes don't grow up into the gutters and things like that. And we just think twice a year is what kind of needs to happen. And then, when it comes to our winter months, which, I think are December, January, February are probably the big winter months here in Charlotte, are just salting the driveway and the walkway if needed, clearing the walkway and driveway of snow if needed. Not very often. I don't think we've had this happen even once in the last 3 years. But I guess what we'd love to be able to not have to get multiple vendors for this stuff, And so we wanted to really present this to you as like, we would love for you guys to be able to do this. And then obviously something you said as well is like chopping and mowing the leaves on the grass. So instead of, we understand you're not coming to take all the leaves off the grass. That's not what our expectation is. But our expectation is that, we are kind of mulching the grass, if you will, by chopping up those leaves. So the leaves don't just pile up through the whole fall and the whole winter. And then of course, there's a couple boxes of like, are there any maintenance issues? And we will get to those issues. We will address those issues. We've got great systems in place that we just put together the last 4 or 5 days. And so you would list those below. And then this box is any suggested additional exterior services needed. So this is for you to come in and say, we'd like to remulch the whole house. It really needs it. We'd like to, I don't know, we'd like to plant new bushes in the front or whatever, anything like that. And you say, this is what we suggest for this house. This is what the cost is. And then we don't even have to talk to you unless we have questions. We just take that proposal, send it to our client, and they can either, we'll either give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down on that. And then just a photo of the completed yard on the front and a photo of the completed yard in the back. So anyway, okay, Justin, I'm going to throw up, I'm going to go over to cleaning and let's move into that.
So let's start from the top. Same thing, your name. This is really the person who is taking ownership of the cleaning that's saying that, hey, this is done well, who we would be going to if we had questions. Property address, same thing, no drop down, just type it in. We're adding a lot of properties, so it just doesn't make sense to do the drop downs anymore. So complete the checklist items. Let's go through all these. So first one, remove all personal items from counters, common areas, shared baths into a bin. This kind of ties into a little bit of the second one. So what we want to do is whenever you go to the house and you see that there are personal belongings, and I mean anything, it goes into a bin. That very next time that you come, goes into number 2, you throw that bin away, no matter what. There is no bringing it back to your house. You haven't have a storage unit in your shed. They get 2 weeks, and we are going to be really airtight about that, because also that helps us when we're showing homes to make sure that we can fill rooms easier. No one wants to walk into a dirty home and say, heck yeah, I want to move in. So absolutely anything that also includes any appliances. I'm not sure if that's farther down the list, but if not, I'm throwing it up here. So what we're going to do here, I'm probably saying what we'll have to figure out is, I know we had talked about possibly labeling the appliances so that it says that this is the appliance for the house.
That's right.
So we might have to figure out those very specific details. But the game plan is that no appliances are on there. They can have it in the rooms. They can have it on their shelf, in their pantry, whatever. But they will not have it in the kitchen, in the common area. And we need to be strong about that. Third one is place common area reminder cards in common area and shared baths. So here's the idea that we had is that when you come and you are putting all of the items into the shared bin, that you're going to leave a card next to it on the table. And that card is going to be a reminder that they have blank amount of weeks. We'll talk more about it here, but basically until the next cleaning, or this shit's going in the trash. I'm trying to make sure that there's as little friction as possible to say, hey, look, we already told you. We put the card on the table. There's so many reminders that, hey, bummer, we threw away your pants, go get some new ones. Fourth one, throw away junk mail. So here's a new thing we're doing going forward. Instead of having 9 mail slots for 9 bedrooms, we're really just going to have one big slot that we're going to start putting up in these homes where all the mail goes into there. It just doesn't make sense because you don't know who's in room 3, 6, or 8. Let's be real. And so long story short is when you see that mail, if you can go through that and delete and throw away any of the junk mail and put it all into just one of those organizers on the wall or wherever it is, that would be a huge help. I totally trust that you're going to know what's junk and what isn't. If it is made out to somebody and it is not some credit card advertisement or random Bojangles discount thing, keep it if it's very intentionally for that person. If not, trash it, because we don't want it piling high 200 deep like I know we are having at some homes. The next one is replace kitchen towels, wash the old ones. Next one, replace shower liners. I think that is very spot on, that it's a great place to catch mold and be incredibly disgusting. Next one, wash and replace bath floor mats. The next one, lint from dryers. This is actually pretty funny. My father-in-law has been going to do his biannual checklist. And what we've seen is very common is that people just do not clean the lint trays from the dryer. And instead of having the lint build up for 2.5 years, we thought it would be great if you guys could just stop for 5 seconds, clear that lint tray out in the trash and just move on. Seems small, but is a game changer for us to make sure that we can protect the house and the members. Next one is to ensure at least 1 fragrance bead jars in the common area. So this is something that you and I need to personally coordinate if we can. We ordered these like Clorox cleaning beads. It's basically a jar with these little blue and purple beads, and they smell incredible. They last for about a month, if not more. But I'd love it if you could pull out one of those fragrance bead jars every time you guys come out and do a cleaning. That would be great. I don't think we need to. Maybe we do if the smell is gnarly, but quite frankly, I think it's just one. And it kind of sets the tone when people walk in and they see that we're being intentional with smell. Maybe as close to the front door as we can in that common area would be ideal. So when we're showing homes, it's just like It just smells fresh.
The reason we're doing the bead jars instead of the plugins is because the plugins, when they go dry, they can actually create sort of a fire hazard. So what we want you to do is place those bead jars and actually just start removing the plugins. We're going to ditch plugins. They can short out the sockets. They get really, really, really hot. I don't know how much you've used those, but we just kind of had a few little incidences where we've just said we're going to move away from them completely. So this is our new way of addressing that on a consistent basis.
That's great. Thanks, Sam. So the next one is check lawn and communicate with lawn division if any issues, and say, hey guys, here's what we're seeing. But I know you guys communicate well. It's just to make sure that the checklist items on there, that if anything needs to be added, anything that you notice, if it's like, hey, oh my gosh, we've got some problems here with this lawn, and maybe we accelerate when you come out and you move it from a week and a half out to maybe a week, whatever the case is. But just doing a quick double check of the lawn, I think, is helpful from the cleaning team. The next one is check outside bins. Trash bins are neat and orderly. Sam, come in here a little bit. Was this if it's crazy and it's on the street, do they need to bring it up to the house? What was
exactly just making sure like the members the bins aren't all at the street. They're nice. The exterior trash area just needs to be constantly monitored, because we've gotten some issues with the city before we're not in HOAs mostly, but just like, we want the neighborhoods to just really feel these are amazing houses. So it's really just that, staying on it.
And then the other one is just replace any light bulbs that are out. Plain simple.
I think our vision is you just have a bunch of light bulbs that you just, if you see something out, you screw it in. Obviously, if it's a complicated fix or the whole fixture is out, we're not expecting that, but just taking care of some light bulbs if you see that they're out.
Absolutely. Okay. So then let's go into the next section. If smoke is smelled anywhere on the premises, what room number is it coming from? This is a big one here. We are really tightening the ship up big time here. So like, for example, some things that we're doing basically a warning, an aggressive warning, and then a fine, and a pretty big fine when it comes to anybody who is smoking inside the home or on the property. So if you guys smell smoke and it's anywhere on the premises, all I ask is that if you can see what room it's coming from, or if someone has their door open and you see it's room 3, that would be great. Even if you're just there and you smell it and it's obvious there, just make a note of it that yes, in this other room 3 smelled like smoke and I saw the guy had a joint or whatever the case is. That's important for us. Or no smoke smell. It was very pleasant. No complaints from other members. That is very helpful for us. The next section, this is smells, but this is more like odor and BO. This is, hey, like you go in and like maybe they have old food in their room. If there's just foul odors that are coming from the home that's either upsetting members or will upset members, please let us know. We can't get ahead of this enough. And because you're going to be in the houses more than anybody in our company combined, that's really important and helpful for us. So that's that next section. Now, if I keep going down to, is the home info sheet on the refrigerator? I am not asking you to replace the home info sheet, which, by the way, the home info sheet basically just says, here's the Wi-Fi username and password, and here's the QR code for maintenance, and here's the QR code for this. It's basically just like our one-stop shop on the refrigerator. I'm not asking you to replace those because they're all custom, and we're going to do this on the biannual checklist. What I am asking you is to let us know if it's on there or not, because that's really, really helpful information that if it's not on there, we're going to find a way to get it replaced and put in there. So that's all I need, just a yes or no. Next one, is the fire extinguisher still there and active? This is a 2-second ask. All I ask is most of the time it'll be underneath the sink, wherever the case is. Just make sure it's there on the premises, which it should be in the kitchen. And if not, please put no. This is really just to protect the company in case anything crazy happened, to make sure that we're good. We were just in the house last week and a fire extinguisher had been used and we didn't know for a long time. And so again, just a quick little check. Yes, no, that'd be great. Next section is the SWOT info sheet on the refrigerator. I do have the SWOT information pulled up. Sam, do you want me to go through a little bit of what that is, or do you want to start us off?
We had this huge vision for SWAT, that everybody in the house would help clean and would, clean the shared baths and do all of this stuff. And the truth is, it's just not happening. And so we basically, in Colorado, when we were whiteboarding this whole company, we said, let's ditch SWAT completely. Let's lower the standard, but let's still have them keep up with like 3 or 4 rules that Justin will go over. And we are going to enforce these rules like crazy and make sure every single person in the entire house does them, or we'll send fines to the house. And so, Justin, I think that's what you're going to review, is what those new rules are going to be. And then we're going to put a new SWOT reminder of these rules right on the fridge.
Yeah, it used to be that we had a long list, and now we've gotten it down to 5. And the way that we're going to communicate it to these members is, man, we are having extra cleanings. We are really tightening up the ship. We're doing everything we can to make this the most enjoyable stay humanly possible. You do as little as possible. But there are some things where you're going to have to band together as a community and make sure that the house is taken care of, and it's just a nice quality of life inside the home. And so we've got down to these 5. Number 1, wash any dishes you use and put them away immediately. And immediately is in all caps, right? Second one is a 0 tolerance rule for personal items in the common area and shared baths. And this is in parentheses, including personal appliances. I don't think I need to hit on that anymore, but we're putting a lot of energy there.
But that brings up a good point that brings up a really good point that we didn't mention, is that going back up to the top, removing all personal items from counters, common areas, and the shared baths, because we're going to start enforcing that they can't just have a bunch of shit on their shared bath. That all goes into the bin too. Justin, I don't know. I know we didn't mention that earlier, but we do want to implement the shower caddy where everybody has a shower caddy. We'll figure out a way to do that, but we want to do that so that there's dedicated space in every bathroom and you can sweep up everything else that's basically, personal items.
Third thing on the SWAT is when you see the trash bin in the home is full, immediately take it out to the trash. To just make sure the house doesn't smell bad, but really just to keep it tidy. The fourth one is take out trash cans the day before trash day and make sure to bring the trash cans back to the house the day after the trash has been collected or the day of. Don't really care. But we're going to make sure to communicate to them. Few things piss off neighbors more than having your trash cans at the end of the street for 2 weeks and they basically live there. And that's what we're trying to change. And then number 5 is make sure personal room is clean and free of any odors. And the nicest way, we're trying to be careful with how we communicate to these members. But at the end of the day, too, like everybody loves when a house smells good. And so we're going to make sure that they know it is their responsibility for basic hygiene, that their room smells good and is well taken care of for all the other members. Those are the 5 expectations we're going to have of them. Every single other part of the home is going to be manicured, well taken care of, constant cleanings. This is very little to ask. And then the other asterisk we put down here is basically just saying, as a community, we're going to tell them to come together and make sure that they have all the essentials as well, such as dish sink soap and trash bags and toilet paper and dishwashing pods, like basic human needs, because it doesn't make sense for us to spend $300 on groceries for them every single month. And what we're going to do is same thing. It's going to be a warning, an aggressive warning. And then the third time we have to talk to the team about this, because you've said, hey, they're not doing what they're supposed to, we are going to give a $100 fine to every member. I know that seems pretty strict, but we need it to be a large enough amount that they feel it, or else they're just not going to care. And so that's something else we plan on implementing going into June. Okay, back over to this sheet. Is the flush only toilet paper sign in the bathrooms along with small trash can, please replace if not. My goodness, I feel like we hear about this all the time of plumbing issues. I feel like we have more plumbing issues than every other property management group. We can't stress this enough. I want that sign staring into their soul when they're using the bathroom every time. So please make sure that that's up. And if not, let's make sure that we have some extras on hand. That would be great. And then the next one is same kind of theme that we have in all of them. Hey, list any maintenance or lawn items or rodent or bug issues that we need to be addressed. Uploading pictures. You know, what we're hoping for is that the lawn care crew, if they see anything when it comes to cleaning that needs to be done, that they're putting it in here, we have eyes on it, and they're communicating with you. Same thing on cleaning. You put it in here, we have eyes on it, and the lawn care crew knows. If we're all kind of supporting each other in this system, then it should help us to really maintain a higher quality, just all around at our homes. So that's what we're hoping for. And then the very last thing here, list any relevant member complaints that were communicated to you. And so all I just ask is if you're hearing some things or they're bringing up any frustrations or, oh man, I said this like 9 months ago and hasn't been taken care of, if there's any tension, please let us know, because you are the eyes in the home. And so I'm not expecting you to be their full-blown therapist, but if they do open up to you, please put in here if it's something that we need to track, because we're actually just hiring someone tomorrow to build on top of our already team that's obsessing over these forms and taking action based on what you tell us. And that's the cleaning checklist.
Boom. We do have one more thing that we want to talk about, and that is room flips. So I'll throw that up on the screen here real fast. And it's really simple. It's just name, list of home, what room number you're in. There are a few things that we need for a room flip to happen really amazingly well. I really feel, honestly, one of the decisions, we are thinking about this from like an efficiency standpoint too. So we feel like if you're in the homes every 2 weeks and we have more room flips, then like you can tack those on, right? And to the times you're there, which is really cool. And Justin will mention something about an emergency room flip in a moment, but basically it's haul out everything and throw everything away. Clean the floor, wipe down all the walls and trims, clean the private bathroom, clean up the refrigerator space. Like, so if it's room 2, what's the room 2 refrigerator space, cleaning out their pantry space, cleaning out their cabinet space. And then the other thing is every time we have to change the code immediately. So just saying, yes, I changed the code. What's the new code? There's a really easy Google sheet that you can just upload the code into. So instead of a lot of back and forth communication, we're just going to give you the Google sheet and allow you to upload it in. And then just here's the list of items that we want you to check if the member did not complete them. If they did not complete the fridge, because that way, these are the things that we're going to go back and try to charge them money for, because these are all the things they should have done or not done, I guess, when it comes to the hole in the wall. So you're basically checking these things like there is a hole in the wall. There was bulk trash in the room. There was a pantry clean, and we're going to come back. The pantry was not cleaned, and then we're going to come back and charge them for those. Here's some photos of damaged items. None of those are mandatory. Those are just options for you to put one in, and then the final picture of the room clean when it's done. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that video. Again, I wanted you listening from the perspective of what of these systems can you take and can you implement in a way that makes your system for running co-living even better. Now, we got pretty detailed with things. We doubled up on cleanings. We did some pretty cool things in our systems to make sure that these are the best co-living homes in all of the Carolinas. That's our plan, to build the best property management company in all of North and South Carolina. Hopefully you're able to take something away from this. Share this video with someone who's trying to do co-living. These are the systems that it takes to make this game work well. The only reason millions and millions of people aren't doing co-living is because the systems are hard and it's nuanced. And one of the things that I do in my coaching company is teach people how to do the systems well. Hope you enjoyed this. We'll see you guys on the next video.